Okay, today is Friday, May 27th, 2022. It is 6 p.m. and we are on our way to Puckett's right now. Our aunt and uncle are in town right now and we have been hanging out every single day with them. It's been a lot of fun. On Monday I had my lesson, my bass lesson, and then afterwards we all went to Knife Works over in Sevierville and got to show them that. My favorite section is the Relic Room by far.
I think it's
Love that
everybody's.
Yeah, I love the Relic Room.
No, my favorite section is the cosplay room that has all the Lord of the Rings swords and everything.
On our land here in Townsend, Dad, Jesse, and Aunt Janie have been building a shed.
To house our bicycles and,
Yeah.
and just all kinds of things.
Yeah. While they were working on that, Uncle Dave and I were working on his land, and we were digging a ditch and pouring a big concrete gutter drainage thing. I don't think any of you know this. Dad owned a landscape business for, gosh, 20-something years. It was about 12 Wendy's across 3 cities that we took care of. And
Along with a lot of other stuff.
along with other stuff,
That's
yes,
just one
yes.
of the contracts.
During our teen years, Dad made Jesse and I his workers with him every day because we were homeschooled. So we would get up in the morning around 6 a.m., something like that, and then we would go landscape till about noon, and we'd take care of the different stores and maintain them. And then we would come home and Jesse and I would homeschool, and then we would play music every night. And so that was a bunch of our teen years, and it was a lot of fun. But I loved landscaping, I really did, and so it was good to get back to some of that this week with me working with my Uncle Dave.
Oh, it's a good memory, but I don't want it back. You work your butt off. I've fainted while working before. It's not like Dad ran a sweatshop or anything. It's because it was important work and we worked that hard and we were in the sun. And so
I ran a glisten shop.
And so, you know, we've pulled some 14-hour days on certain occasions of landscaping, and I'd prefer that as a memory. It shaped a lot of us, but I like it as a memory.
Yeah, I remember there were a few times where we had to completely redo stores in like 3-4 days, and we'd have to work, at least 10-12 hours a day, something like that, every day to make sure everything was brand spanking new and beautiful. But it really instilled an immense amount of work ethic in Jesse and I, and so we've just been able to continue that, and it's really essential, I believe, to our life now and what we do. And I'm so thankful that Dad did that for us. And it really brought us really close together as a family. And
You work hard to try and get home. But with the girls with me, I didn't really have to try to get home to hang out with them. They were with me every day.
yeah,
We were just all trying to get home so we could hang out with Mom.
he didn't pull punches because we're girls.
I did not bring you out there to get a tan.
I know a lot of people see us like only on the weekends. We're usually, decked to the nines. When we go home on our days off, we just work. We don't care that we get dirty or anything. We're actually usually in kind of gym clothes most of the time, and we're outside. When it comes to work, we just work.
Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? I was two strangers lying on a rocky top, looking for a moonshine still. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will.
We're gigging nights though. Tomorrow we're at Margaritaville, and then the next day we'll be at Anakeesta during the daytime. So lots of sunblock. You're talking about for video? Jolene, Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my name. How's that for?
Okay, today is Saturday. We are on our way to Margaritaville right now, but we played at Puckett's last night and had a very good night.
We hooked up our mixing board
There it
into
is.
their sound system so we could run it. Our sound guy wasn't there last night. And their board is digital, a little bit complicated, not too bad, but it's modern and I'm old.
This morning, our neighborhood had a meeting
And we had
where we all got to
vote for the
yeah,
board
members.
for the community. and a cookout afterwards.
Oh, and then Jessie actually had her first drum lesson today at a music store just down the road from us.
Merlin's Music in Maryville. Great place. Dylan, the owner, he's a great guy.
Okay, we had a great night at Margaritaville last night. There were tons and tons of people there for the Memorial Day weekend.
Dancing and
Yep, dancing,
hooting,
singing, and
hollering.
everything. We actually ended up meeting a guy, and a bunch of our lives were so much paralleled with each other. The way that their kids were homeschooled, the exact same that we were. Jessie was in 4th grade, and I was in 6th grade, and then it was all of a sudden thing of, you know what, we're done with school anyway, and then we were taken out. It was so many things were like exactly the same. It was really, really cool to meet them.
And he had a grandma with the same last name as ours.
Right.
Which is really rare.
Yes. Right now we have a friend with us, one of Dad's old friends back from Clarksville, Tennessee. You want to say hi, Mr. Kevin?
Hey, I'm old, yep.
Yeah.
Accurate on all accounts.
Okay, right now we are headed to Anakeesta. We played today from 12 to 3. They recently got a house band, and so we don't play there as often as we used to last year, but the Lord blessed us with the house band at another couple places.
And the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. A ring of fire, a ring of fire. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Well, then I saw her face. Here we go. Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good.
You've been messing where you shouldn't have been messing, and now someone else will get You keep lying when you ought to be true to. You keep losing when you ought to be.
Snack shops, souvenir shops, ice cream shops, all the shops when you get to the top of the mountain. And
Alright, so we just finished Anakeesta earlier, and now we're on our way back home. We're still here with Mr. Kevin Rain and Dad.
The illustrious.
We had a great time up there. It did
Had a
not
great
rain, but we
time
did
today.
have rain. It was
Race
pretty
like
warm up
rain.
there. The sun was on us because we're on the top of the mountain up there, but we didn't get sunburned too bad. A lot of sunscreen.
With it being Memorial Weekend, there is a surplus of people in the area right now with school being out.
There's so many
It is
people.
packed.
It's Memorial Weekend. This is
Oh, yeah.
one of the more crowded weekends here in the Smokies.
So we're probably going to go home and take a nap. We're going to hang out with Mr. Kevin.
Remember the reason for tomorrow is our prayer for the families and friends of those who served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes.
How many years did you do?
We had 20 years Army aviation. It's like the Air Force, except not. The thrill of the Army, of flying, but the reality of a military being in the Army. So. But I loved it.
Thank you. We remember this Memorial Day, and we thank you all for the sacrifices and time and life, and thank you. So today is Wednesday, June 1st. We just finished at Anakeesta, which was a surprise performance because Presty and I were on our way back home to Ocoee where we live. We were driving all the way to Maryville, and then we got the call to fill in for today at Anakeesta. And so we turned right around and came back. You know, I wanted to answer a question because on Sunday when we played at Anakeesta, a guy asked us, you know, very seriously, is performing all that it's cracked up to be? You know, us being behind the scenes, doing all the behind the work for it. I would say yes.
Really made us ponder.
It did, it
Yeah,
did.
like, is it? Well, I mean, the fun part of it is absolutely. because it's so fun. But it's fairly labor intensive. It's super exhausting. You have to be at 100. But is it worth it? Oh my gosh, yeah.
It is. It really is.
It's so fun and rewarding to get to meet people.
So, if I can say something, I think a big part of it is there's an immense amount of work that goes on behind the scenes that people don't see. We're working to constantly improve upon our show and keep improving as a band and individually and everything. And you have to fall in love with that as well. If you only love just the performance part, just that 3-4 hours that you're performing, but you hate practicing at home and you hate learning history on songs and figuring out just different arrangements, doing rehearsals and just everything that goes on behind it, if you hate that, it's not going to be fun for you. Performing is a whole package around it. You do have your little bit of time, your few hours that you're on stage, and you do have a great time, just so much fun getting to perform, and you get to apply what you practice, and you get to be a show, and your energy is up, and you get all eyes on you, and you get to meet tons of people, and it's a ton of fun. You also have to be good with all the work that goes on behind the scenes, because if you don't, we're not going to continue.
There's getting paid. There's all kinds of other
Yeah.
things that aren't the fun parts of it.
Yeah, there's the
So-
band work. I handle all of our band work, all of our social media, all of our contracts, bookings, everything with everybody. That is not particularly fun.
No, it takes up a lot of our time.
But I do it because I know that'll help my life.
My favorite part about performing, though, is the time that we have at home. Because we work on the weekends, and then we get to decide,
Usually do 2 to
work
3.
on the house, or,
Yeah, we work 3
we work
days.
on things at home. And that's my favorite time. That's what really makes it to where, yes, it is worth it and cracked up what it is. Because you get that time at home and to continue to learn and do things. And so long as you keep improving, I think that that's really great.
One thing my bass teacher talks a lot about is if you do the music and the performance too much, like say you pull double shifts or triple shifts in a day, and you do that constantly, then it is just a job and you'll just lose your love for it. If you keep it to where it's something special that you do, but you also have time off that you get to do extra things that you love, then it's a very good balance.
It is. It really is.
When you're doing 3 shifts a day, 6 days a week. 3 shifts meaning 3 different shows. Say 3-hour shows a
Usually
day.
4, I believe.
So or 4-hour shows.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing when he first hit Nashville. And it's like, man, yeah. Then you can lose your love for it. I liked what your bass teacher said when he said, "Look, what you get to do is really special."
Yeah.
And so you want to be thankful. So you're thankful for that. But yeah, it's like anything. If we treat this with extreme gratefulness, so we're always super grateful that we get to do this, and that really helps with it being great, or just it helps being to where it's not as hard because we're so grateful.
Anyway, that's the answer.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
What?
I'm decked to the 5s, not the 9s.
I can't get past how orange I look. Jeez, I look terrible.
You don't look terrible. You just look orange.
I look orange. That's not natural. I look like Trump.
Could you try missing the pothole once in a while? Freedom.